Hello, and welcome to another video by ES Repair. I am your host, MrFixit. With Windows Vista being retired in April of 2017, many of you are going to be looking for a new computer. Now, I'm going to help you make an informed decision to pick the right computer and get the most bang for your buck. Now, along the way, I'm going to show you different aspects of shopping for a new computer, and this will help you determine the best computer for your needs. The first thing that you need to consider is the primary use or function of the computer. Now, if the computer is going to be for surfing the web, paying bills online, email, social networking, organizing, sharing digital photos, then you are a basic user who is looking for a simple, everyday computer. Now, if you're needing the computer to store, stream music and movies, do tasks like spreadsheets, documents, presentations, creations, you are an advanced user who is looking for a computer with performance that can handle moderate workloads. Now, if you're needing to play serious gaming, sophisticated graphics, photo editing, video productions, high-end resolution, multi-track audio recording, you're a power user who needs a powerful computer that can handle heavy workloads and multitasks well. There are significant differences between desktop and laptop computers. Laptops are great if you need a computer to be portable and mobile, but at the cost of lower computing power and limitations to minimize thermal, size, and weight. If you're looking to upgrade your computer in the near future, laptops do not have the flexibility to upgrade, as do desktops. Most components in a laptop are made into a single board called the motherboard, which limits upgrades. In most cases, you can upgrade the RAM and the hard drive, but nothing else. Laptops are great for most basic and advanced users who are on the go. Desktop computers, on the other hand, are more powerful and flexible. Desktops can upgrade or expand their abilities and handle more intense software applications with less concern for heat. With desktops, there is more airflow to expel heat more effectively and room to add or replace components. Desktops are great for any user who doesn't need the portable aspect of a laptop. All-in-one computers should not be confused with the standard desktops. All-in-one desktops have been around for a few years. They are designed to be more simplified and compact. All-in-one desktops were rightfully named because instead of having a separate monitor and tower, they are in a single unit. Like laptops, all-in-one desktops do not have the flexibility that you have with standard desktops. Depending on the manufacturer, upgrading may be limited. The Central Processing Unit, or CPU, is the main component in the PC and works in combination with system memory. The power of the processor determines the complexity of the software you can run, how many programs you can have open at the same time, and how efficient those programs will run. Today's computers are based on either AMD or Intel. AMD and Intel have been battling it out for decades, releasing newer advanced processors than the last. AMD processors are often found in low to mid-range PCs. AMD has often boasted their processors could perform the same tasks and have the same performance as its Intel's counterpart, but at a lower cost. AMD has three processor classes. The FX series is the top-of-the-line powerhouse processor for serious gamers and multitasking on a budget. The A series processors are found in PCs for moderate users who need an affordable PC that can handle the average daily workload. The E series processors are found in low-cost budget PCs. These are designed for low power consumption and can handle basic workloads like emails, word processing, and web surfing. AMD is a good choice for most users. Intel processors are more expensive than AMD processors. They are found in mid-range to high-end PCs. Many Windows and Mac computers have one of Intel's processors inside, with the most popular being an Intel Core processor. Intel has four classes of core processors. The Core i7 processor is the top-of-the-line processor for hardcore gamers, graphics designers, photographers, and videographers. It excels at serious multitasking and high-demand multimedia creation for projects in 3D or high definition. The Core i5 is the most commonly used processor in mid-range PCs. It's powerful enough for most computing tasks and multitasks well, so you can stream a movie while looking up the weather and sending emails. The Core i3 processor is adequate for everyday email, internet, and productivity tasks. It's also fine for common activities like listening to music. The Core M processor was designed primarily for slimline laptops for day-to-day surfing and emailing without being a major drain on battery life. However, you may still find value-priced laptops with a Pentium or a Celeron processor. The amount of system RAM, or memory, is very important. For every program, including the operating system you run on a PC, requires memory. The amount of RAM determines the complexity and the number of programs you can run on the PC at the same time. Not enough memory and your computer grinds to a halt. For basic users, 2 to 4 gigabytes of memory is plentiful. Advanced users will need around 6 to 8 gigabytes of RAM to handle your programs. Power users need a minimum of 8 gigabytes. But if you are a hardcore gamer, you'll need at least 12 gigabytes of RAM to play those power-hungry games. Another thing to keep in mind, but not necessarily important, most PCs will use DDR3 type memory, which is fine for most users. But if you're a hardcore gamer, you will want to find a PC that uses DDR4 memory. Graphics are important when it comes to computers. What you see on your screen as you watch this video is produced by the graphics processor unit. GPUs are developed by Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA. Intel has mostly stayed with integrated GPUs, but AMD and NVIDIA are the two major GPU manufacturers. When buying a computer, you may need to consider the quality of graphics you will need. The GPU can be either integrated onto the motherboard or installed as a discrete, dedicated GPU. Integrated GPUs often share resources with the CPU and the system RAM that can hinder graphics or system performance. They are often found in low-cost computers so that they are more affordable to buy. Dedicated GPUs are independent from the rest of the system. They do not require the CPU to process the graphics or use part of the system RAM to store data. They have their own GPU and RAM, which improves the overall performance of the system. Basic users will find an integrated GPU would be fine for their needs. Advanced users can use either integrated or dedicated GPUs, but if high-quality graphics is a must, go with a dedicated GPU. As for power users, use a dedicated GPU to get the most out of your PC. Although the latest CPUs by Intel and AMD contain a GPU, they are not recommended for serious gaming. Intel HD GPUs are not recommended for advanced and power users. Extreme gamers should always check to be sure the GPU will support their games. The screen size and resolution may be important depending on the purpose of the PC. The screen size is measured diagonally from the upper left corner to the lower right corner. Desktop monitors range from 20 to 30 inches and laptop screens range from 11 to 17 inches. If you plan to work with editing videos and photos, watching movies, or need to view documents side by side, go for the large screen size. For basic use, like surfing the web and emails, a small screen size would be fine. Displays that use light-emitting diodes use less energy than the standard fluorescent backlights and still provide bright colors. If you plan to watch videos, movies, shows with company, get a display or laptop with IPS panel to provide wider viewing angles. Glossy finish screens give richer colors and darker blacks, but a matte finish has less glare when using outdoors. Touchscreens are found on all-in-ones and laptops. They make navigating the operating system more simplified. However, they are not found on Mac computers. You can tap to select, hold, and drag to move items, swipe to scroll, and pinch to zoom, just as you would on a smartphone or a tablet. The screen size also reflects the maximum resolution, measured in pixels. The resolution is measured horizontal by vertical pixels. Standard high definition is great for web surfing, emails, and basic computing tasks. High definition plus is good for casual gaming and watching DVD movies. Full HD is good for watching Blu-ray movies and playing video games without losing any level of detail. Quad High Definition and Quad High Definition Plus have an extremely high density pixel density to create crisp detail and sharp text, ideal for professional photo and graphics work as well as high-def movies and games. 4K Ultra High Definition has 4 times the pixels of Full HD, creating rich colors and images for viewing and editing incredibly lifelike images and graphics. The aspect ratio refers to the ratio of the width to the height of the screen. Full screen has an aspect ratio of 4:3, also known as 1.33 to 1. Widescreen has a ratio of 16:9, also known as 2.35 to 1. Widescreen is suited for graphics designs, gaming, and multitasking. A common question that people ask when buying a PC is whether they should have a hard disk drive or a solid-state drive. It's going to depend on your wallet and the storage capacity you need. Most computers are built with hard disk drives because they are more cost-effective than using solid-state drives. For example, hard drives only cost 5 to 10 cents per gigabyte, whereas solid-state drives can cost 45 to 50 cents per gigabyte of storage. However, solid-state drives are 10 times faster than any hard drive. The fastest hard drive takes 5 milliseconds to locate and read data. But a solid-state drive can access data in as little as 1/10 of 1 millisecond. As you can see, there are significant differences. For more details, watch my video, Hard Disk Drive versus Solid-State Drive, by clicking on the link above. Some high-end laptops and all-in-ones will use solid-state drives for their low power consumption, but don't expect it to have a large storage capacity. Computers using hard drives will have large storage capacity. For most users, 500 gigabytes will do nicely. But if you plan to store a lot of pictures and videos or games on your computer, you'll need a PC with at least 1 terabyte of hard drive space. Now, when you're buying a computer or especially a laptop, watch out for laptops that use embedded multimedia card as a storage media. eMMC is similar to solid-state drives, but not nearly as fast. They are based on flash memory technology that is commonly found in flash memory cards like Secure Digital and Compact Flash. They are embedded into the motherboard and cannot be upgraded. Low-cost laptops will often have 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes, or 128 gigabytes eMMC storage. Unless you just want to surf the web and check emails, Do not buy a laptop using eMMC as a storage media. This is not something most people think about when buying a computer. Optical disk drives are known as CD-DVD drives, and you may have noticed that many computers no longer have them, especially in laptops and all-in-one computers. You may, however, still find one in standard desktop PCs. In order to make computers more cost-effective, compact, and lightweight, the optical drive was removed because software, music, and videos can now be downloaded or even streamed from the internet. The need for a CD-DVD drive became less warranted. Now, if you have programs on disks, listens to music, watch DVDs, get a PC that has an optical disk drive. If necessary, you can also buy an external USB drive to use those disks. Here are several types of ports and connections a computer could have, and it depends on what you need. For video connections, HDMI will provide the best video graphics, and when connected to a TV, it also provides an audio channel to the TV without the need to run separate audio cable. DVI is the second best choice if your monitor doesn't have an HDMI. They are not used on TVs, but a DVI to HDMI adapter can be used to connect to a TV, except you will need to run separate audio cables since DVI doesn't support digital audio. VGA is a last resort if your monitor doesn't have either a HDMI or a DVI connection. VGA is the oldest of the three and is often used for basic computing. There are three versions of USB: 2.0, 3.0, and the newest Type-C. USB 2.0 can transfer data up to 480 megabits per second and often used to connect external drives, gaming controllers, smartphones, MP3 players, and other devices. USB 3.0 can transfer data up to 5 gigabits per second with compatible devices. USB 3.0 was designed to have a much higher speed and handle devices that require more than 1/2 ampere, which was the limit of the previous version. USB 3.1 was later developed to reach speeds up to 10 gigabits per second. The new USB Type-C may be found on some computers. Unlike the USB Type-A and Type-B connectors used in previous versions, the Type-C uses a reversible connector. It can be plugged into the host or the device and doesn't matter which end of the cable you use. The USB Type-C can also be used with Type-A and Type-B devices with the correct adapter. Connection to the internet can be achieved by either Wi-Fi or an Ethernet cable. Wi-Fi will give the most flexibility and is often found in laptops and all-in-ones. You may even find Wi-Fi in standard desktops. However, if the computer does not have a Wi-Fi, you can use a USB Wi-Fi adapter. Ethernet, on the other hand, can reach higher speeds than Wi-Fi, but requires a direct connection to the modem or router and is not always flexible. Wi-Fi allows you to internet access anywhere in your home without being constricted to a cable. Multiple audio connections are common in PCs. Most PCs will have analog speakers output that looks like headphone jacks that connect to external powered speakers. Some PCs may also have an optical Sony Philips digital interface or a digital audio coaxial connector. Now, these are used to connect to a PC to a digital surround receiver. Laptops and some all-in-ones have built-in speakers and may also be able to connect to external speakers. Now, on the front of the computer, as you see here, you may also find a multimedia card reader that can also be used to read SD, compact flash, multimedia card, etc. The most commonly used media card is the SD flash memory. Virtually all PCs will have at least a SD card reader. Some of the desktops, as you see here, will have multiple card readers installed. And as you can see, you also have your other connections. You have a front USB and you have a headphone and microphone jack. On laptops, you'll find similar connections. You'll have the VGA, the LAN, which is Ethernet, HDMI, USB, FireWire, which you don't often use, but you may find it on there, a card reader, a PCI Express slot, and some laptops may have a CD or DVD drive, and of course your power. The operating system is the heart of the PC. It manages all software and hardware, including files, memory, and your connected devices. Most importantly, it lets you interact with your computer and your programs in a visual way. There are 3 operating systems to choose from: the Mac OS, Microsoft Windows, and the Chrome operating system. The Mac OS is found on Apple computers that boasts an elegant and easy-to-use interface to complement Mac's sleek aesthetics, high build quality, and sophisticated ergonomics. Macs have fewer issues. However, Macs are more expensive. A 21.5-inch all-in-one iMac starts at $1,100, and a Mac Mini starts at $500. To date, no Mac model includes touchscreen functionality. Microsoft Windows was redesigned to take advantage of the intuitive touchscreen interface, expanding your navigation options. It features a new task manager, streamlined file management, a digital personal assistant, a suite of built-in apps, and takes advantage of cloud computing. A Windows-based PC will start around $300. The Chrome operating system was released in 2011 by none other Google Incorporated. Chrome OS primarily supports web applications. It has an integrated media player, a file manager, supports Chrome apps which resemble native applications, as well as remote access to the desktop. A few Android applications have been available for the operating system since 2014. Chromebooks, Chromebox, and Chrome-based PCs are based on the Chrome operating system. These PCs are great for those who just need a simple computer for surfing the web, keeping up with your email and social networks, and sharing your photos with family and friends. The Chrome operating system is not recommended for any advanced or power users. The Chrome PC starts around $165. This concludes this video. I hope the information was helpful. Keep in mind that Vista will be ending in April of 2017, so I know many of you will probably be out there shopping for a new computer. Just keep in mind what I've shown here. This will help you find the right computer for your needs and get the most bang for your buck. Well, I'm your host, Mr. Fixit. Thank you for watching.